Hello there, happy Monday. Hope you're all okay. I thought I'd do another live stream. Why not, hey? My name's Cath Ellis and I'm a freelance learning designer from Melbourne. And we're talking a little bit about creating a new website. I'm planning through my process of creating a new website in Webflow. We kind of spent a bit of time doing a bit of research last week. Talked a little bit about what I was planning on doing. Today, I really want to focus on a little bit of planning. And I came across a really great video. One of my favorite YouTubers, his name is Flux. His name is Ran Segal, and he's in Israel. He's got a channel called Flux, Flux. And one of his guys, Izzy, did a really great little segment on creating the ultimate landing page. And though I don't 100% agree with all of the recommendations that he made, I thought, well, it's a good idea for me to actually think about these things, because what's on my website right now, I'm not really too chuffed with. So just bear with me a minute. Thought put the music on again in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let me just move this stuff onto another screen. So I'm going to talk about planning. Clever creatives. Let's see. Loving your new setup, Cath. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. I took a lot of time to kind of get everything set up. My wall in particular, I'm really happy with. It's kind of like saw a great YouTube video showing how to do a panel wall. So yeah, it's looking really sound. I like it really nice and dark. Anyway, Mike, what are you up to? How's your weekend been? Are you in the States? And if so, happy 4th of July. All right, so let's get to it. I'm just going to share my screen. Let me kind of get rid of this. All right. I've got this great article that was shared by Izzy. And he went through this, my step-by-step guide to landing pages that convert. So this isn't apparently something you can subscribe to. They've got lots of really great tips. But I really like the video because he went through this in such a methodical way that it's actually helped me really think a little bit about how I'm going to format my homepage, because ultimately that's going to be the page that most people are going to land on. Here we go. More comments coming through. I did have a good weekend, Tom. It's been a really good weekend. I kind of what do we do? I've just been working away. I've got a pretty big project deadline. I've did a great project a couple of years ago called The Fallout, and I'm working on version 2 of The Fallout, and it's basically due, and I'm a little bit behind on everything. So I was working on that, and we went to the cinema. We went to see a film called Supernova. I'm trying to think what his name is. Basically, it was part of the Melbourne Queer Film Festival, and it was really, really good. And it was about a partner who has dementia. So anyway, so that was good. Did that, just hung out with my wife, nice and relaxing. What have you guys been up to? Let me know. This is an opportunity for us to chat. So this, I'll put this link in the notes if you guys are watching this on replay, if you're interested in this. But what Izzy basically talked a little bit about was these headings, how you go about defining, how basically you're going to get the best goals. You're going to achieve your goals on your page. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words a little bit. So He broke it down into 10 parts. And you can see here, right? He says there's 2 parts of a landing page. What's immediately visible at the top, and then what you scroll down to, which is called below the fold. So if you can imagine, if I just bring up my website. And this is one of the reasons why I want to change it as well. It's taking forever to load. So this is above the fold, okay? And somewhat I'm doing this pretty well, but I can refine this a lot better. So we're going to focus on above the fold right now, all right? So number 1 is your headline, okay? And that's explaining the value that you provide. So at the moment, I've got, let's create content your learners will love, okay? And then number 2, explain how you'll create it. Okay, well, I need to work on this, but at the moment I've got Cath Ellis is an award-winning freelance learning designer who partners with global brands to design learning experiences that drive behavioral change. I think it just needs a little bit of refinement. I think I'm pretty close to that. So I'm pretty happy with that. 3 is the visual, right? Let the user visualize it. Now, I've recently moved over to using these icons. I'm not 100% convinced, to be honest. I think I'd rather have an image of my work or an image of myself. One of those. So that's what I'm working through at the moment. And I'm hoping these tips are going to help you guys a little bit. I'm still waiting to hear about your weekend, Tom. Come on. Okay, so then number 4, right? They talk about social proof. So right now, I've got a number of forms of social proof. I've got these logos, right? And I've got testimonials, right? So what they're saying is you can, you know, it's good to have something, you know, that make it believable. You know, if you're saying you can do this, well, show us, right? Well, here's the social proof. These are companies that I work with. So I'm going to have to work out what kind of social proof I want. I don't want to put a testimonial up there, but I might put logos at this point, you know, just to validate it. Then number 5, make taking the next step easy. And that's the call to action. So you can see here, get started for just $1. What have I got? My work is probably not all that great. I should have get a quote or contact me or something like that. So they've got some examples here that I found was really, really interesting. And they've said, you know, there's loads of different ways that you can basically do this. So you've got a couple of examples: coffee-infused energy bars. Now, these, of course, aren't portfolios. These are, you know, businesses. Muzzle, silence embarrassing notifications while screen sharing. Still got this thing in my throat. Here you go. Tom says, sorry, working while watching a lovely weekend, working on some servers in the garage and playing Dungeons and Dragons. My wife was overjoyed. Oh, Tom. Do you know what, though? I got made fun of today at the weekend for downloading. I'm crazy about Lego. I've got little Lego minifigures everywhere, and yeah, there's a new Lego Builder game, and it's really kind of quite calming, like Journey. And what's the other game that was really good? Anyway. Just really nice, really relaxing. So I'm not going to knock you. I also got made fun of by my wife. She said, 45-year-old playing Lego games. And I said, it relaxes me, you know. So they've got some good examples here. You know, they're not portfolios, but this other one says 97% of this cleaner is made from food waste. And fast, one click, no password, the world's fastest checkout. All right. So that's explaining what you do. And then you've got the hook, which is your subtitle. So that's what I need to do some work on. Most products aren't unique, so a hook adds oomph. The easiest way to write hooks is to address your customer's biggest objection. So, you know, I like this. I hadn't heard this word objection before. See, I've got another Lego fan here. You know, I love Lego. And I hadn't really thought about this before, but I love that value, objection, and then putting the value and the hook together. So if it's ranking higher on Google, right? The value and the hook is you don't have to be an SEO pro to rank higher on Google. Ace the SAT. Ace the SAT with just 10 minutes of study per day. Yep. Okay. Own your niche. Some startups transcend hooks. Another platform is to own your niche. Another pattern is to own your niche in one line. Write with conviction. You're the solution. Okay. So again, niching's really an interesting one that I really don't want to get into because it actually drives me a little bit crazy. I personally don't feel that I want to or need to niche because I feel that e-learning is a niche of L&D. So I want to make it really clear to someone who comes to my page that I specialize in digital learning. I sometimes have people reaching out saying, oh, can you do, you know, lesson plans and things like that? And I said, well, I can do it. I just don't want to do it. So I try and define my niche by focusing on e-learning. And again, and it's my choice. I would say it's going to restrict you a little bit, but that's my personal opinion. I don't want to define it. So I do a lot of work, you know, the whole variety of clients. I don't feel that I need to niche into one industry, but there are people that do it and they're very successful at it. Tom says, everybody should love Lego. If I could work for one business, that would be it. I know, Lego's pretty cool. So we've got some options there about owning your niche. All right, so got subtitle, visual. So this is what I did the last time. I had a full background image. This was before I moved over to this page, this style. I had a mock-up of a desk, actually, and I wanted to show my personality. So I had like a Star Wars poster, and I had, I think it was War Games with Matthew Broderick. Just wanted to show little knickknacks on the desk, and I loved it. So I wanted people to, and you know what, I've kind of felt like that worked for me better than this. This says nothing, though it aesthetically looks quite nice. I think I want to move back to what I was doing. Yeah, and you can see if this was a business selling something, you the recommendation is you show that product, you know. So so I'll either have a picture of me or some of my work. That's the way I'm going to go. Social proof. Okay, so I went through that already. So it's saying that that's a good, maybe that's a good, maybe that's a good example. I'm getting really put off by the messages. Let's see. Maybe your niche is you don't have a niche. Sounds constrained if you did. Sorry, we'll chat more, but prepping the Brussels sprouts for dinner. Ooh, I like Brussels sprouts. Nice one. Yeah, I mean, look, I actually have had a load of people reach out to me very, very confused in the last 6 months. It's one of the reasons that I actually cracked it a little bit on LinkedIn. People totally confused, being told, oh, you should specialize in hospitality because that's what you like doing. In the middle of COVID, specialize in hospitality. So, you know, all I could do is try and give people advice. You know, you're brand new to freelancing. You're really limiting yourself. And I'll talk about the issues on another time, on another video, but I really feel like start doing some keyword searches in Google before you make a decision to do a niche. If no one is searching for it on Google, then it's unlikely it's required. But we'll talk about that later. Call to action. Right, so your call to action makes taking the next step easy, right? So at the moment, I've just got my work, right? I should have something like contact me, or, if we have a look at Flux's website, you know, I like theirs because it's, so this is theirs. Learn the art and business of web design, okay? Create a successful and fulfilling career as a freelance web designer. We'll teach you the in-demand skills you need to get there. Start learning. Love that. Start learning. And I love kind of how they've got all of these little things going straight into this brain. Okay. But I really, really like this. Okay. Add a few words to your call to action. Add a few words to your call to action to handle the user's biggest objection to clicking. Yeah, so start free. No credit card required. Try Prisma in 5 minutes. Get started for just $1. Really like these. These are giving me really great ideas. Okay. Email capture and call to action. Yeah. So those are the things that I want to try and get in that very first full screen element before they scroll down. All right. So cool. That's really good. All right. So then below the fold, this is where you make the value concrete. Inspire action, again with more social proof. Tie up loose ends with frequently asked questions. Repeat your call to action and make yourself memorable. Now, so I don't 100% love all of this. I don't particularly want to put FAQs on the first page because I don't want to make it too long. I look at some websites that are so long. I personally flick away from websites like that. Okay, so this has really helped me with the planning of my homepage. I'm pretty happy with how things are here. So there's 4 things that I really need to focus on right now. My goals for the page, what I want the users to do, okay? Questions the user needs answered to accomplish the goal, and emotions that I want to evoke. So I don't want to be too serious. I certainly don't want to come across as a overly corporate kind of business. I'm not. I also want people to understand it's just me. I sometimes get people reaching out asking me to do huge projects, and that's not for me because I don't hire other people. I want it to convert. I want people to go on a journey. Right now, my bounce rate is really good, so I don't, pardon me, I don't want to change that up too much. So right now, nice and easy. This is going off to my portfolio. I've got examples of my work. Now, I've actually chosen to just show e-learning and not websites here, even though I do website design. Then I've got here, help bring content to life. So I've not done a very good job with the features and benefits. Okay, so I'll need to work a little bit more on this. Okay, so then I have got more social proof here in testimonial form. So I've also got my blog. I've got a second call to action, but I don't have that founder's note. In the founder's note, really you could say it's this page. It's my about page where I've got this about me, which really does need changed, and my values. So I was contacted today by a client who, she said, are you interested in working within this topic? Your values seem aligned to ours. So that's great. They can clearly see a little bit of what I'm about in my contact page, whether that's the right place for it. I have got those frequently asked questions, so whether they looked at those. Okay, so how much does e-learning cost? What's your availability? How long does it take to complete a learning experience? What are the projects you won't work on? Okay. And then do I mentor learning designers? So I'm close with what I've got on my current website, but like I said, I want to move it over. But this has been my planning process, and I just wanted to talk to you about it. This certainly was very helpful going through these steps. I like the suggestions that they made. The founder's note, you can see they've recommended put yourself in the person's shoes, explain their problem, take ownership of it, and show the happy ending. So, whether it was a letter with my picture on it, like I said, I might focus that in another section. So here's the overview of it. This is what I'm going to try and achieve with this page. And if you're interested in looking at this link, I'll put it in the notes under the video, and you can check it out yourself. It was very, very helpful for me within this process. So in the last video, I basically was doing a little bit of research. I was looking at some Webflow websites. I wanted to get some ideas, what I liked, what I didn't like, color schemes, what different portfolio designs are out there. I also looked at templates. I don't want to buy a template. I just want to create something myself. That's the whole point of this whole exercise. Today, we're talking about planning. So this is me just looking at this first page, this landing page. I don't want to do just a one pager. I want it to be designed in a very smart, I want to basically design it in a very smart way using their CMS to contain basically all my portfolio items, my blog items, awards that I've won, speaking gigs. So there will all be different content management items, and I can display those wherever I want in different formats. So you're going to see how powerful WordPress really is. I also have to work out what I'm going to drop, so I can't use the quote calculator and things like that. I'm excited. You know, tomorrow we're going to basically start doing some low fidelity mock-ups of the page. So I'm going to get basically back to basics, pen and paper, and start writing, start drawing some low fidelity mock-ups. Then I will move over to Adobe XD, which is probably what you're all waiting to see. And that's when I will start doing my high fidelity mock-up. Once that is completed, I will move over to Webflow. So I know this is a bit of a slow process, but if you have questions about what I've been doing, feel free to just reach out to me, either PM me or leave your comments below. I'll reply to them. And yeah, I'm really happy to take you on this journey. I'm slowly getting back into this. I haven't been online for 6 months and I'm a bit nervous still, but thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for coming on this journey with me, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at some point. I won't promise what time. All right. Thanks very much, guys, and see you tomorrow.